Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sally and this is my channel Secret Life for Seamstress, where I love to talk all about sewing and craft. I hope you're all okay and you've had a lovely week. Today's Monday morning and I thought for this week's video I would do a kind of Vlogmas style video. So it's December, so that means that there are loads of Vlogmases going around on YouTube, and I never feel as though I can commit to filming and editing and uploading a video every single day to keep up with Vlogmas. Hats off to anyone that does that. I don't know how you do it. But I do like the idea of filming a more relaxed style video, just sort of sharing a bit about what I'm doing in the week and that kind of thing. And I love watching those kind of videos as well, so I thought I would just do, rather than a daily Vlogmas, I'll do like a roundup of the whole week and post it at my usual upload time of a Sunday morning. We had a really lovely Christmassy weekend. On Friday evening we finally put up, well, I say finally, it's only the beginning of December, but I don't know if anyone else feels like this. I feel as though Christmas came so early for everyone else this year, and it's made me feel really un-Christmassy. So I've really struggled to get into the like Christmassy feeling this year, which isn't really like me, but I think it's just because it just feels like everything starts so early now. So I felt as though once the October half term had been and gone, we had like all the autumn stuff, and then all of a sudden we were into Christmas and everyone was posting Christmas content on YouTube and Instagram and everything, and I just couldn't really keep up with it, and I just felt as though it gave me a bit of a funny start to the Christmas season. I don't know, I just couldn't really get into it. Anyway, it's only the very first weekend of December, so we're definitely not behind with putting our Christmas decorations up, whatever my daughter might try and tell me. We put them all up pretty much on Friday, so tree and everything is done. I have a few more things to put up because I needed to order some command hook things from Amazon because I need those to put up some garlands. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more festive now that that's done. And then on Saturday, we had a really nice trip to a National Trust property that we go to pretty much every year, really. It's become a lovely tradition that we do with my sister, my brother and my mum and all the kids. We go to a National Trust property called Waddesdon Manor. It's in Buckinghamshire, and it's a really lovely house, and they have a really pretty Christmas market there and a light trail and everything, and it's just such a lovely afternoon. But this Saturday that we went, it was absolutely freezing the whole day. I don't think it got above -2 or 3, and there was just that freezing fog in the air for the whole day. So I did put in a little bit of footage of the market. I planned to film a lot more, but it was actually so cold that I just couldn't bear to take my gloves off to film with my phone, which it sounds silly now. But yeah, it was really cold, but we still had a lovely time. We had nice hot chocolate, some really nice food, a nice look around the market, wander around the light trail and everything, and it's just such a lovely Christmassy thing to do. So that helped me with feeling a bit more festive. And then yesterday, we had some horrible weather. It turned really rainy overnight, and it rained like drizzly, horrible rain all day long, and it didn't really get very light, so we just stayed in, really. Boys went to play golf and me and my daughter just stayed at home. We watched The Grinch, put up a few more Christmas decorations and just had a nice relaxing time. I have to say, even though I was freezing on Saturday, I would rather that winter weather than the horrible, dreary, rainy couple of days that we've had since. It's raining again today, and it just feels horrible. So today's Monday morning, everyone's at school now. I've run around and done a few jobs and had a cup of tea. I tried to walk the dog, but even he didn't want to go in this horrible weather. He's doing that more and more actually, which is quite funny. Sometimes in the morning, if the weather's not nice or whatever, or he's really comfy, he'll just refuse to go for a walk, which is quite funny. But I have to say this morning, I don't blame him. And also I was secretly quite glad because it is horrible out there. So what I'm going to get on with this morning instead is actually my latest Minerva project, because I'm a little bit behind with that from them. And I did share this recently, but I have it all cut out and ready to go now. So I'm making a really nice cozy loungewear set for my project for them this time. It's all cut out here, so I'll kind of show you in the pile like this so I don't disturb it too much. What they've sent me this time is a really lovely cozy fleece back sweatshirt fabric, and I had, I think, around 3 meters of it, so that I could make a pair of Hudson pants as the loungewear bottoms, and I'm just going to make a simple classic style Jara sweatshirt for the top and have a nice cozy loungewear set. So I cut that all out around this time last week, and I just haven't had time to sew. So yeah, these are the Hudson pants, if you haven't seen them. A lovely tapered leg jogger style pants. I really like these joggers. I haven't made many joggers in my time. I've made the Stella joggers by Tilly and the Buttons, and I've also made a couple of pairs of these. I prefer these because they have that sort of tapered leg style, and I just feel as though they look a little bit more dressy than like baggy style leggings, joggers, sorry. And yeah, they just sort of look a bit nicer. They are quite low rise. I don't mind the low rise actually for loungewear, but there is a hack on their website or blog post, I think, that teaches you how to raise the rise if you just want them to sit a bit higher on your waist. So holding it towards me, sorry, I'll put the line drawings in as well. So yeah, really nice sort of simple style pair of joggers with a tapered leg and some nice slanted pockets. So those are going to be my bottoms, and then a nice comfy Jara sweatshirt on the top. And I really want to get these done just because I want to wear them in the evenings. So I've got a couple of hours now before I need to go out, probably less than that actually, because I need to have some lunch. I'm going to see what I get done. I don't know where the time goes on a school day. I feel as though I have loads of time in the morning. I thought I was going to have lots of sewing time, but it's already nearly 11:15 and I haven't even started yet. So we will see how I get on. I just thought I'd quickly pop back on to let you know how far I've got with these in about an hour and a half. So I've pretty much done with the Hudson pants. They're quite a quick and easy sew actually. I always get a little bit, this is the fiddliest bit actually, putting in the pocket trim. And with this fabric, because it's quite thick, it was quite difficult to stretch everything. So anyway, I've done it now. So I have put everything in really. I've just done the waistband. I need to put the elastic in and then just finish the waistband. Everything is getting very bulky, as I say, because the fabric is all quite thick and I've got about 4 layers on the go here. So I'm just hoping the overlocker can take it. I did realise that I hadn't shared with you what I'm wearing today. So just in case you're interested, today I'm wearing my South Bank sweater dress by Nina Lee, which I made last year. It's a lovely cozy, similar to this fabric actually, like a fur back sweatshirting that I also got from Minerva. I think this was one of my Minerva makes as well, so it's probably written up, and if it is, I'll link it down below if you're interested. So I'm going to have a quick bit of lunch now and finish these later, hopefully. I'll leave everything out so that I can quickly maybe finish that waistband after school run. I'm going to have some lunch and then go change into my gym wear and go and do some exercise, which I really don't feel like at the moment. I'll see you later. Morning everyone, it's Tuesday now and I'm sitting somewhere different. I thought I would experiment with sitting somewhere different today because I always sit in the dining room, and the reason I do that really is because the light in there is so much better. It's so dark in this room normally in the morning, but I'm hoping the Christmas tree and everything will give a little bit more light and it won't be too dazzling with the lights flashing behind me. Anyway, school run is done and I came back and just whipped up some cookie dough from one of our favourite recipes from Jane's Patisserie. I think I've mentioned them before on here. They're just a really simple chocolate chip cookie dough, and they are the nicest cookies I think we've ever had, and they normally turn out really well. I've had some disasters with cookie recipes in the past, so it's really nice to have one that I can just go to, and it's really quick and easy to whip up. You put them in the fridge or the freezer for an hour or so before you cook them, so I'm going to leave them in the fridge until pretty much school run time later, and then just put them in before I go out so that we can have them after school. If I can, I'll link the recipe down below. You probably follow her already because she's got thousands and thousands of followers on Instagram and is really famous, but yeah, she's got loads of really easy baking recipes which I like. Last night I just popped in a little clip of some cute little snowflake decorations that I picked up from Amazon. So in the dining room, I just felt this year like I couldn't remember what I'd done in the dining room to decorate it and make it Christmassy last year, and we didn't seem to have anything left to go in the dining room. So I had a quick look on Amazon because I really like these sort of paper stars that are around and things like that you can get that kind of hang from the ceiling. So I went on Amazon, had a quick look what they had, and found those paper snowflakes. They're really cheap. They're only about £4 I think for a pack of 6, and you just kind of open them out and tie them up and hang them for wherever you want. So I put those together last night, really quick and easy to do, and then I hung them from the lights in the dining room, and then I had a panic that they were going to cause a fire because the lights in the dining room get quite hot. It's like a, you know, like a ceiling light. Yeah, and when I was putting them up there, it did feel quite hot, so I took them down again, and now I'm not quite sure where to put them. At the moment, I've got them hanging from our shelf in the dining room, but I'm not quite sure if that works. So I think what I'm going to do, I've still got 3 left actually, so I'm going to use them in the kitchen and just hang them from the window, the 3 that I've got left, and then the other 3 I'll just have to do something else with in the dining room. I really want something in there, but I'm not quite sure what. It does get quite messy and busy in the dining room because we're always doing stuff in there, and obviously I'm always sewing and we're eating and things, and it's quite a small room, so I never quite know what to put in the dining room that it doesn't feel cluttered, if you know what I mean. So still on the hunt for something in there, but I thought I would share them because they were really quite cute and very cheap. I don't think they will last another Christmas. They seem as though they'd be recyclable, so hopefully that'll be okay. So last night I managed to finish up my Hudson pants, and they're all done now. I find, I don't know if anyone else finds with these or threading elastic in general, I find it so difficult to do. It took me ages to thread the elastic through. I was just getting it stuck, and I think there wasn't a lot of room in the channel. The elastic's quite wide and I was kind of really having to force it through. But I got there in the end, and then I just used this bit of twill ribbon that I had in my stash to just thread through. So they are all done now, but it's funny actually because I was saying yesterday about the low rise and the high rise hack and things like that. When I tried these on, they seemed as though they were super low rise, and I don't know why, because my other pair didn't feel as though they were that low. And they're also quite tight, these ones as well, so they're much more tight to my legs than my other pair are, and I don't know if that's because the fabric is thicker, but they're really almost quite like leggings which is okay because at the end of the day these are just going to be cozy loungewear, and yeah, they do feel obviously really cozy when they're tight to my leg because they're fleecy inside, so that's okay. But I was a little bit befuddled, good word, by the fact that they were so different to my other pairs. I think next time if I make these, I'm actually going to try and widen the leg a little bit because they are really quite fitted, and I think what it is actually is that I'm more used to these days wearing things that aren't quite so fitted to my legs. So I've got a few sort of baggier pairs of jeans and trousers and things like that, and unless things are actually leggings, I think I'm more used to a looser fit, so maybe that's why. Maybe I've just got it in my head that things should be looser. Anyway, it's not that I'm unhappy with these, it's just that I was a little bit confused as to why they felt a little bit different. But I'm glad they're done, so all I need to do now is just sew up a Jarrah sweatshirt at some point this week to complete the whole set, and then my Minerva make will be done. And then I also thought I would quickly share something that came last week actually, I think, that I've ordered now. I finally got around to ordering the blazer pattern that I want to make at some point. in the future. So you might remember that I originally said in one of my videos that I was going to make the Heather blazer by Friday Pattern Company. I really wanted to make a blazer, and I'd chosen the Heather because I'd heard that it was easy. But I asked over on Instagram which pattern people preferred, because I also really like the look of this one, which is the Avid Seamstress, the blazer pattern. This is quite a relaxed style blazer as well. It's got a lot of tailoring techniques in it, but it's not quite as tailored as some blazers are. So it's still got that sort of relaxed feel with the rolled up sleeves and things like that. So I asked on Instagram what people preferred, if they had made either pattern, and a lot of people came back and said that the Heather blazer was very oversized and quite long, and because I'm only 5'3", it did put me off of that pattern a little bit. Everyone loved the pattern, by the way, so if you are like me, kind of thinking about making a blazer and not knowing what pattern to use, it's definitely a good one to try, and I get the impression that it's a good one if it's your first blazer like me. But in the end, after doing a little bit of research, I decided to go for this one because it just seemed as though it was going to fit me and suit me better. So I bought this from Minerva with my Craft Club discount, and yeah, it's come in such a lovely pack. It's very thick. There are a lot of parts to this blazer because obviously it's going to be quite an involved make, but I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into this. At first glance, I think I'm going to make a size 0, which always feels as though it's going to be quite small. But that's going with my bust measurements, and then the finished garment measurements has quite a lot of ease in. And I do want this to not be too oversized, so that's what I think I'm going to go with at the moment. I also got myself some fabric, so I'm ready to go. So what I'm going to do with this, don't hate me, but I'm not going to make a twirl as such because I just hate making twirls, and I know I probably should, but anyway, what I did instead was actually just buy some cheaper wool blend coating fabric from Minerva as well, and I'm going to kind of do a wearable twirl. So if it turns out right, I should be able to wear it. If it doesn't go so well, it's not the end of the world, and I should be able to make some alterations to it. So here's the blazer fabric that I've chosen. I've got 2 meters of it according to what the pattern says that I should need. So I think this is more of a sort of polyester-y wool blend. It's not that high quality, if you know what I mean. I think it was about £10 a meter. So at the end of the day, if I do waste it or if anything goes wrong, it's not gonna break the bank kind of thing. So it's a nice grey wool blend. Hopefully you can see this. I know it's quite dark in here. It's a grey wool blend fabric, and it does have a red or a rusty coloured stripe running through it. So it has a little bit of interest to it. And yeah, it's on a grey background, which is kind of speckly with grey, white and lighter grey. For some reason I couldn't find this on the Minerva website when I went to check. I think they must have changed the code for it or something, so I'll try and link it below if you're interested and want to have a better look. And then, oh, this is all coming unravelled. I got some lining fabric. So this is just like your standard lining fabric, like the silky kind of lining. This is super cheap on Minerva, and they have loads and loads of colours to choose from. It was a bit hard to choose the colour online because I did order them at the same time, so I was just hoping that the greys would match okay. This is supposed to be anti-static lining, so I'm really hoping it's not going to be static, but it is, as I say, like a cheaper fabric, so I hope it will be okay. So these are the 2 fabrics together. Hopefully you can kind of see the colours. So yeah, I hope they will work okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into that actually. I'm going to take it slowly like I did with my coat and just do a little bit here and there, and try and sort of weave it into other sewing projects as well, so that I really take my time with it and sort of enjoy the process rather than rushing. There's no way I think that I'm going to get this done in time for Christmas, but I think it will be a really good one to get into in the new year. So I have actually got to pop out now and go and see my granddad for a little bit and take him somewhere. But I'm going to go to a couple of shops as well and just have a little look at the Christmassy bits, and I need to go and do a few errands and things like that. So maybe I will catch up with you later on today. is this little Highland cow crochet pattern that I found on Love Crafts. My daughter loves Highland cows, so I'd really like to try and crochet this for her by Christmas time, which isn't giving me very long. I don't think it's very big, so I'm going to give it a go, and I do have some nice scrap yarn that I could use. I think it's actually supposed to be a baby toy, but I'm sure she won't mind. It's actually really hard to get things done now without the children seeing. Obviously I could do some in the day, but I never seem to have time to just sit and crochet on it in the day. And then in the evenings, because they're older now, they're obviously around more in the evenings. It's not like they go to bed at 7:30 and then I can get things done in the evening. They go to bed much later now. So I'm going to have to try and be sneaky about this and see if I can get it done before Christmas. But it's really cute, isn't it? I just thought I would share that. Everyone, it's actually Thursday now. Yesterday, Wednesday, I didn't bother to film a lot because it was just a day of me going to Pilates and then going back to another gym that I've been going to in the afternoon. So a full day of exercise yesterday. I walked the dog in the morning, beautiful frosty winter morning yesterday, so I had to get out with him and he didn't refuse because the weather was okay, so that was nice. Yeah, and then just a day of running around really, so I didn't bother to film a lot yesterday. Today I've just been doing a bit of Christmas shopping. I went straight from school to a retail park near us to just get a few bits sorted, and it's always nice to go really early because you kind of beat the crowds. I left at about 11:30 and everything was getting really busy, so it's really nice if you can get out early and sort of get into the shops and have a nice look around. I hate it when it gets too busy. So I got a few bits and pieces that I need to sort out and just see what I've got for who, if you know what I mean. It wasn't amazingly successful, but I did get a few more bits and pieces. On Tuesday night, I managed to finish up my Jara sweatshirt. Here it is. So I managed to sew this up in 45 minutes in the evening, so it was very quick and speedy, but as you know, I've made quite a few of these now and I know the pattern off by heart. So yeah, 45 minutes from start to finish just to get that sewn up, and now my lounge set is done and I'm really pleased with that. I did try the whole thing on again and I'm really pleased actually with how it looks together. The trousers felt a little bit better when I got the tie-in and everything, and I could kind of cinch them in a bit more at the waist. Definitely more on the leggings side, but I think they'll be okay for loungewear. So I need to photograph those and write that up for Minerva, but I'm super pleased to have that done now because it feels really cozy. Then last night I just made a start on crocheting that Highland cow. My wool is all tangled up. So this is it really. I mean, it doesn't look anything like a Highland cow, but this is going to be the head. So it's literally one of those where you just go round and round in circles. When I came to look at the pattern, I am definitely using different yarn to what the pattern suggests because I just had this in my stash and it's like an acrylic double knit yarn. So I'm just going with that. I'm not sure it's going to come out at the same tension or the same size of the pattern, but I'm thinking that that's okay. It doesn't matter if it turns out a bit bigger. And I've just sized down with the crochet hook, so instead of using a 4mm, I'm actually using a 3.5 just to make the fabric a little bit denser, because I find with these crochet toys you sort of need the stitches to be really close so that you don't see the stuffing in it. So yeah, I'm just going to sneak in a little bit of that here and there whenever she's not around, and I might do some this afternoon actually if we're not going out for a walk. Just nice to do really, but I do find with crochet I do have to concentrate and watch what I'm doing all the time, whereas with knitting I can just do it. So I think that's everything I have to catch you up on for now. Tonight I'm actually going to a wreath making workshop at a pub near us. So that should be really nice and Christmassy, and I'm going to try it and film a little bit of it and show you hopefully my finished wreath tomorrow. It's at a really nice sort of country pub, so it should be nice and Christmassy. I realise I'm not being a very good advocate in this video for handmade, because I think I've only worn one handmade thing, but at the moment I'm just feeling as though I just want to wear this kind of cozy jumper because it's so cold and miserable outside, and this is really my go-to thing to wear when I feel like that. Just leggings, a long sort of cozy woolly jumper. Handmade coat, I would have worn my handmade coat today actually if it wasn't raining, but I didn't want it to get all wet. So yeah, nothing handmade today, I'm afraid. But that is the reality of it. I'm definitely not a handmade everyday kind of person, and I think you know that anyway. It's been a different kind of week for me this week actually. I've been going out and about here, there and everywhere, and I haven't had that much work to do, which has been really nice actually, especially at this time of year, because I've been able to sort of concentrate a little bit more on what I need to get done for Christmas. It's funny working freelance and working the way that I do, because obviously you get your freelance work when you get it. Some of my freelance work is like regular contract, so I always have to do it every week. But obviously other freelance work kind of comes and goes, and it's difficult sometimes to sort of plan your week, I think. So it's been really nice to have a few extra days this week where I've just been able to go out, like this morning, do some Christmas shopping and things like that. I think it's hard if you work for yourself in the way that I do with my blog and my YouTube channel as well, because you do feel as though, because they're my things and they're not given to me by other people, there's always more on them that I could do. So I could always be making more videos, I could always be writing more blogs, I could always be doing more for like Instagram and things, and it's hard sometimes to know when to stop and when to just relax and sort of take in Christmas time or whatever you're doing really. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks, there's only 2 weeks left, or actually the rest of this week and next week and then another day, and then it's the Christmas holidays. So I'm just going to try and enjoy the days that I've got before the children break up to kind of take in Christmas and just plan for it, if that makes sense. That was a lot of waffle, wasn't it? But hopefully you know what I mean. Everyone, happy Friday. So yeah, Friday already, the week has flown by again. I had a really lovely time last night at the wreath making workshop. It was really fun. The pub was so cozy and so Christmassy. I couldn't really film a lot of it because there were so many people there and we were all in this really quite small room. And there was just so much going on the table and everything. I just tried to do a little bit of video, and then that was it really. But I'll put in a picture of my finished wreath, which I actually think needs a little bit of a trim because I just left it as it was and put it on the door, but I think maybe some of the bits that are coming out need to be trimmed a little bit. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it now, and it was really good fun and really Christmassy. I've just been into town this morning to have a hair appointment. Town was looking really Christmassy actually. We've got a really nice Christmas tree in our town at the moment. It's just really pretty, and I feel like they've kind of upped the game in our town this year. All the lights are new and it's all different, and it just feels really nice and really cozy and Christmassy. I love our old town anyway. Really nice buildings in it and everything, so it does look really nice when everything's all lit up. I'm actually thinking about this fabric. Do you remember this? I picked it up at the Knitting and Stitching show, and I had plans to make some kind of Christmassy dress with it, and I haven't done anything about it yet. It's one of those fabrics where I loved it at the time and I really wanted it and everything, and now I've got it at home, I'm not quite sure what to do with it. I'll put in a picture of a lovely dress that I've seen from, I think it's Friends Like These. I'll pop it in here. And that kind of got me thinking about what I could do with this fabric. I quite like to make like a midi or a maxi dress with it if I can, because I do have 3 meters. But I also feel as though the print on it is actually quite loud, like the stars and everything are quite big, and now I'm wondering if it's actually going to feel like me when it's done. So I'm kind of thinking about what I could do with this. Let me know if you have any ideas. I think what I'm thinking is that I might just go with one of my old favourite dress hacks. So either a Myosotis bodice and then like a long tiered skirt, or a Darling Ranges bodice and the same, a longer skirt, because I know that I feel comfortable in that style of dress, and it will feel okay, if you know what I mean. And I know the patterns really well, so I can normally whip those up quite quickly. It would be quite nice to have it done because we do have something to go to next Saturday, so I might try and get on with that next week. So I think I'm going to finish the video here today, because all I'm doing this afternoon is just a bit of housework and cleaning, and probably take the dog out because it's not raining for once. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this different kind of video. I'll probably do the same again next week and just sort of take you along with what I'm doing next week. I need to finish up for Christmas next week because we've only got one more week before school breaks up, but I also have some sewing to do. So if I do decide about this dress, and I'd quite like to get that done next week, and also I have a few gifts to make as well, so I will talk to you all about those in next week's video, and of course take you along with some of the sewing. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like as well. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye.